Hello friends, hope you are doing well. My name is Dr.Milind. I'm MD Pediatrics from एम्स भोपाल। तो आज मैं बात करने जा रहा हूँ अबाउट MCQs, ग्रांड टेस्ट एंड सब्जेक्ट वाइज टेस्ट। बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स जो पीजी एस्पिरेंट्स हैं या फिर जो FMGE एग्जाम भी लिख रहे हैं या फिर NICET लिख रहे हैं, उनके दिमाग में हमेशा एक चीज़ आ रही है और आई एम गेटिंग लॉट ऑफ क्वेश्चंस एंड कमेंट्स अबाउट हाउ शुड वी रीड MCQs, which book should read, how should be our approach toward grant test and subject wise test. So I'll just give my brief view on these points. जो मैं आपको बताने जा रहा हूँ, this is what I have learned during my experience while preparing for PG entrances. I have also heard it from my seniors, from the other toppers. So it's just a combination of all the views that I want to share with you, and I hope it helps you. So talking first about MCQs. So again, as I always say, MCQs are very important to have a whenever you are preparing. You should spend at least 20% of the time of your day during preparation on solving MCQs. क्योंकि आजकल का जो ट्रेंड है, जो से क्वेश्चन बन रहा है, so they are mostly clinical questions and you need to have a very good critical thinking whenever you are going to solve these questions. For example, अभी जो NEET PG हुआ था 2021 में, उसमें क्वेश्चन आया था about I think parotid gland, they are doing the surgery of a parotid gland and which nerve is likely to be injured. So where do you classify this question, in anatomy or in surgery? Basically you should know your anatomy well, because surgery में तो इसमें कुछ है नहीं. So that is what I'm saying. When you solve the MCQs, you understand what kind of questions are coming. Then there are clinical scenarios where you need to combine 2-3 pages की आपको जो आपने पढ़ा है, तो MCQ आपको वो चीज सोचने में बता देता है. When you solve MCQs, it also helps you to read the chapter in such a way that if you read a MCQ, so you will understand, okay, इस टॉपिक में से ऐसे क्वेश्चन पूछ रहे हैं. So you will read that when you are revising, you will read that topic that way. So that is how MCQ helps you. ठीक है, जैसे किसी भी क्रिकेट मैच से पहले they always do a net practice. So MCQs is like doing a net practice if you are going for a big match. Second thing is MCQ, solving MCQ is a good way of revising. जैसे आप MCQ सॉल्व करते हो और उसके तो आपको टॉपिक याद आ जाता है. वाइल सॉल्विंग MCQs आपको वो पूरा पेज याद आ जाता है. यस, इस पेज पे ऐसे था और ये भी चीज दी हुई है. सो दैट हेल्प्स यू इन रिकॉल आल्सो. नाउ व्हेन यू शुड how should be your approach? There are a lot of apps available. There are a lot of MCQ banks available online. The only disadvantage I feel of those banks, it's very difficult to revise because always they advertise कि हमारे पास 18,000 MCQs है, 20,000 MCQs है, 50,000 MCQs है. लेकिन इतना MCQs आपको नहीं सॉल्व करना है. ठीक है, क्योंकि MCQs आप मगअप करने के लिए नहीं. There was a time few years back जब MCQs repeats होते थे. अब MCQs repeat नहीं होते, अब topics repeat होते हैं. So just MCQs to know about the topics. तो आप it's better if you can get some review book जिसमें last 5 to 8 years के MCQs है with the explanation. Don't get MCQs which have just answers or just बस answer दिए हुए. Because what happens when you get a right answer, just have a glance on explanation that okay, this is because sometimes तुम दो आंसर में कंफ्यूज थे लेकिन this time you pick the right answer, but that might not be the case during exam. So read explanation even if you are right. If you are wrong, then तो आपको अच्छे से explanation पढ़ना है कि okay, क्यों गलत हुआ और क्या हो सकता है, इस टॉपिक से रिलेटेड और क्या चीजें हैं. Do I need to go back to my notes and read it again? So this is all will help you in making that topic stronger. So select MCQs from the important areas from frequently repeated topics and solve them. So I will advise about the MCQ book. But if you have an app which has the question banks, then also you can click the random MCQs. Okay. Now coming to the grand test. A lot of students are very confused about grand test. कि कितना लिखना है, कब लिखना है. What I'll say, use grand test to know your weaknesses and not to know your rank. See, just tell me one thing. अगर मैं आपको कहूँ कि आप चलो कल आपको NEET PG एग्जाम देना है, तो are you ready for that exam like tomorrow? No, because you know that it's after 4 months. So if you are writing any grand test, let's say today it's Sunday, so if you have planned to write a grand test today, how can you judge your rank by that? Even if you get a rank 1 in grand test today, will it guarantee that you will get similar rank after 4 months? No. So grand test should be used to know your weak areas. Also, see, in exam you get 3 hours. Now tell me how many of you finish your grand test in 3 hours. That is the stipulated time. I'll tell you, most of like 98% or 99% of the students, they finish it in 1.5 hours or 2 hours and they rush to see what rank they are getting. what marks they are getting, because that is what they are striving, that happiness. That is what I'm saying. You should not go for the rank and marks in grand test. When you get your result, if you get a good result, just smile and look at your analysis, which were the areas you need to focus on. Write them down in the diary and start reading them. Those weak areas you should study more frequently, and you should spend more time on those areas. Okay. Now ग्रांड टेस्ट आइडियली यू कैन सॉल्व वंस इन अ वीक. जो आपने दिन का 20% टाइम दिया है फॉर एमसीक्यूज, यू कैन स्पेंड दैट टाइम ऑन योर ग्रांड टेस्ट. और मिनिमम आपको अगर पॉसिबल नहीं है, एटलीस्ट 2 टेस्ट यू शुड गिव इन अ मंथ and use it for a analysis purpose and not for a rank knowing, because most of the times whatever rank you'll get in grant test, it will not be your future rank. Then third thing about subject wise test. Again, I feel that subject wise test, it is too vast. There are 19 subjects. If you're going to in each module you will have there will be like 20 to 30 modules for each subject, and each module will have 30 to 50 questions. So it's too much. You don't need that much. तो जो टॉपिक आपका स्ट्रॉन्ग है, जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल एनाटॉमी में यू फील योर एम्ब्रियोलॉजी इज वीक, योर सीएनएस इज वीक, सो यू कैन सॉल्व ऑल द मॉड्यूल्स ऑफ दैट. जो आपको लगता है आपका स्टॉप अच्छा है, उसमें से जस्ट रैंडम क्वेश्चंस आप कर लीजिए, because you don't have so much of time to go through all the MCQs. Second thing, subject wise टेस्ट जो होता है उसमें भी आपको टॉपिक डिवाइड करने हैं, सब्जेक्ट डिवाइड करने हैं जो आपको लगता है आपकी स्ट्रॉन्ग है. आई एडवाइस फॉर फर्स्ट एंड सेकंड प्रॉफ सॉल्व MCQs. आपको जितना लग रहा है आप उतना MCQ सॉल्व कर सकते हैं. बट फॉर सब्जेक्ट लाइक मेडिसिन, PSM, सर्जरी, ऑब्स्टेरी, उसमें आप कितना MCQ सॉल्व करोगे? तो उसमें से यू जस्ट सॉल्व रैंडमली फॉर अ प्रैक्टिस फ्रॉम बिग 4 and give more MCQ time for your first and second prof subject, and also for the short subject, क्योंकि short subject have a very limited MCQs. जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल ENT में मैंने पिछली बार भी कहा था, जो मसल्स ऑफ लैरिंग्स है उसमें जैसे पोस्टीरियर अरेक्नॉइड मसल इज आंसर फॉर मोस्ट ऑफ द क्वेश्चंस. सो वो आप एक बार पढ़ लोगे ना, सो दैट you the chances of doing a less silly mistakes become less. So that is what should be your approach for the subject wise test. So do not waste much time in subject wise test. Instead, start strengthening your theory for a subject wise approach. So you have to use your MCQ time wisely, solve some amount of MCQ to know your weaknesses and to improve your critical thinking. Okay guys, so I wish you all the best. If you have any comments or doubt even after this video, let me know in the comment section. I'll try to address that in next session. So take care, and I wish you all the best.